Our next guest tonight, folks, is one of the most talked about figures in the game right at the moment. Please welcome Collingwood coach in waiting, Nathan Buckley. Well, Nathan, welcome to the Marngrook Footy Show, and I know during your distinguished career you've had a lot of accolades bestowed upon you, and just recently you got inducted into the Hall of Fame. That must be a huge honour for you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was a great night. Had mum and dad along, and my grandmother, and obviously wife and friends, and it was it was a great night. I'd heard a lot about where it sort of sat on the footy calendar, very different to a Brownlow, and it was a real footy night, and I enjoyed it immensely.
Yeah, Bucks, look, great to see you. You're an absolute champion, and I was really glad when you got in that
Bucks,
Hall of
watch
Fame.
out, he's getting those eyes going.
No, look, I reckon we go back a long way. So, anyway, look, we haven't got much in common, but there is something we've got in common. You did it in 1992. We're both McGarry medalists. You actually won a premiership over there. I never won no premierships. But how does that sit in your career? Because you've done so many things in your life and career. That's like down the bottom. Where does it fit for you?
Mate, we played together in 93 too. That's
with
that's
the
something in
Allies.
common.
Allies.
And the Bears.
Brisbane Bears? You forgot about that.
No, we didn't.
Didn't we play?
No. When they got 7 concessions, when you went to Collingwood, I was one of the 7
He
concessions.
didn't turn up.
You sure?
Positive.
You didn't get a free
I'd love to. I played in state games with you, though.
There you go. Well, no, the 1992, the premiership was fantastic, and I'm glad at least I got the one. Yeah. But I'm playing SA footy, especially as a young bloke coming up the ranks, and Port Adelaide, I owe a lot to them for helping me along as a young fella.
Yeah, right. But let's go straight to the heart of the matter, mate. I mean, you coach in 2000. You're obviously going to coach in 2012, and I mean, it's going to be a big transition, and Mick taking on the director of football. And I mean, how do you see that working? How's that going to work for you? Is he going to have much influence? Are you going to give him much to say in the whole thing, or are you going to push him aside and say just stay in the office there, Mick, or what?
No, I don't think you discard anyone with that much intellectual property, and he's got great knowledge in the game, and I'm sure that in that director of football role that he'll contribute to the club just as much as he is this year as senior coach, and we work together very well at the moment, and there's no reason why that wouldn't happen for the next 3 years.
Bucks, I have to ask you. How's the boy going, Heath? Is he doing all the right things, mate? Is he doing what he's told? Is he listening?
No, you know that he doesn't do a lot of listening. He does a lot of talking, and you're responsible for that.
That's a good one.
What he is doing is playing great footy at the moment. He's probably been as consistent in the first half of this year as he's been throughout his career, and he obviously had a great final series last year, and that's given him the confidence, I think, to build into to this season. And we want to see that sort of footy throughout the year. Yeah.
Also, mate, with the Arizona thing and all these other injuries with Jolly coming back, are Collingwood in a better position now, injury-wise, fitness-wise, than what they were last year, do you think?
Yeah, fair question. It's we've had a few senior players that have probably missed more games in the first half of the year than they did last year. So you can take that 2 ways. Either you can say, well, they don't have that continuity and it might have an effect towards the end of the year, or they're fresher than they were last year and they can really kick on from here. We'd like to think it's the latter. Yeah. But obviously there's some very good footy sides out there, and we don't take anything for granted, but we've got some talent there. It's just a matter of putting the hard work in to make sure we get the results.
Yeah, Bucks, you're a really relaxed type of bloke, and we're the 2 shortest blokes in the junior football club, and I actually had you by just a little bit of an inch. Had you covered, but you don't think so?
Not talking about.
Not ability.
Went to school with Ronnie, and he had this husky voice.
Did he go to school, Bucks? I didn't think he went to school.
No. You imagine a 13-year-old getting around with exactly the same voice he's got.
They're asking me to do 1-900 calls at 13. But just on a serious note, mate, I mean, this coaching business game, seriously got some footage here. Do you really want to get into it? I mean, just last week here with Mickey Malthouse here.
Oh, he's upset. Slightly.
Now, is that where you want to go, mate? Seriously, I mean, you've got a bit of fluff on your head. Want to keep that or you want to lose it?
Yeah, it might not last for long and it might turn grey by the look of that. But no, look, Mick's a passionate coach, wears his heart on his sleeve, has for a long time, and I think you can tell he gets quite wound up.
The other thing I want to ask you is, I mean, you obviously play with a lot of these guys, and you obviously might going to go into coaching. How would you go with coaching the guys that you played with?
Yeah, I suppose as an assistant coach you sort of get a little taste of that, but it's still very different to what next year and beyond is going to be. But I think if you're honest with guys and you treat them with respect and that comes back from them, I think everything works out pretty well.
OK, Gilly, we should go out to Shelley. She's out in the audience out there. Shell, you out there?
Yep, and I've got Greg here from Western Victoria. Now, Greg, you're a Cats supporter. Have you got your ticket to the grand final?
I haven't yet, no.
You haven't? Oh, I think you're going to be there. Now, the Cats are playing really well. That goes without saying, so I won't ask you about that because we all know they're doing a great job. But who do you think is going to be joining you in the grand final?
Oh, I think it might be Collingwood, actually, unfortunately, but...
Yep.
I'm pretty sure.
Yep. Now, you've got a question for Nathan Buckley.
Yeah. Nathan, as a Cats supporter, how do you compare Collingwood's overall list with Geelong of the last 5 years?
Well, the Cats list is, over the last 5 years has been better than any. They've won a couple of flags in that time under Bomber Thompson and the assistants there. They've developed their youth very well, so I think they were the envy of all. At the moment, we're the reigning premiers, but that's only a moment in time. The Cats are flying at the moment, and we know that they're going to be hard to beat.
Yep. Thank you.
Excellent. Well done, and it's back to you, Grant.
Thanks, Shelley. Nathan, just sit tight, champ, because we're going to go to your club. The Magpies taking on the Hawks. Well, let's have a look at Collingwood. 5 changes and Nathan Buckley's back into the team.
Beautiful.
Yeah, look, just when you think is there a weakness in this side, they pick a bloke like Jolly, come back in the side along with Buckley, Rounds, Fasolo and Young. Out the side, Didak with a calf. He probably needs a rest anyway, so he'll be back with probably 110%. Wood's been omitted, but well done to Young Rounds, first game, and Young New South Wales, well done. But Maxwell, the skipper, 150 games.
Well, straight to Hawthorn now, Gilbert. They're very impressive at the moment. 6 changes there.
Yeah, look, their saviour is back in the side. Buddy Franklin along with Young, Murphy, Milne. Sirakowski's in there along with Loudon. Out of the side, Sewell. He's done a knee, Ronnie. I don't know how bad it is, but Jordan Lewis. That was a silly suspension, Jordan. They're going to miss you. Cyril Real, and let's hope he gets his hammies right. Cyril, go to the salt water every morning at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Says the man that comes from the Central Desert.
Well, no, Loudon and Sirakowski, well done, they're the boost.
OK. Well, Bucks, let's talk about Franklin, because every team, club that plays against Hawthorn have to man him up. And, well, Chris Tarrant's come back to the club. Is he likely to pick up Franklin on the weekend?
Yeah, I think we'll find Chris Tarrant's... Firstly, he's been in fantastic form. He's been excellent for us. I think week by week he just gets more and more confident in our structure and is playing great footy. I think you'll find he'll spend quite a bit of time on Buddy, as will Ben Reid. But together, the two of them down back have been really solid.
Now, the Hawks have got a couple of young kids in that team that have been playing good football the last few weeks. They've got Savage, they've got Shields, they've got Suckling. Playing some really good footy there. So there's some of those young kids you're going to have to really watch them, aren't you?
Absolutely. And Matt Suckling here's got a lethal left foot on him. He's probably the most damaging left foot kick going around at the moment. Shane Savage has been running up and down the wing and kicking goals regularly. They have got a number of guys that seem to be sort of not slipping under the radar because they've been consistently good. So they're definitely guys that we need to watch out for, not just the Mitchells and the Hodges that we've sort of been watching for in the past.
Yeah, fair enough. Thorpe, your selection on this one?
Collingwood, mate.
Ray?
Yeah, I'll go for the Pies, mate. I think they're
Pretty good, Ronnie.
No, well, one superstar comes in for Hawks and one goes out, Junior Rioli. I'd rather have them both, but Pies for me.
OK, Pies. Well, Gilly, I'm going for the Flag Pies. I've been on that bandwagon since last year. Flag Pies for me.
Yeah, well, I picked them to win the premiership this year and they're going to win this game. I did, Ronnie.
Collingwood for you, Gilly?
Yeah,
OK. Well, let's go to our next game. Essendon taking on Geelong Saturday night at the Docklands. And, well, Essendon's very disappointing, Gilbert. The wheels are falling off down there at Windy Hill, but 4 changes this week.
Yeah, look, great to see Remus back on the side, along with Hardingham, Collier and Crammery, who was admitted. They need him back firing again. And Joe Watson, they're going to miss him because he's their spiritual leader, along with Lonergan with a knee. Myers has done a hammy. And Bell Chambers, he's actually been omitted.
OK, well, let's swing across to Geelong because they've been in fantastic form all year. 6 changes for the Cats.
I just said about Collingwood. Just when you think the Cats, can they get any better? Well, of course they can, because Hunt's back along with Bartell, Kelly, Matty Stokes, Vardy, Ottens. Gee, there's some talent there.
Yeah.
Out of the side, Burnsy with a hammy, Varco, Hawkins, Simpson, Gillies, not me, and Hunt.
OK. Should be a very good game.
What about Hawkins, Gilly? What's happened with him, mate? Is he a target for the GWS, you reckon?
Yeah, well, look, he's going to struggle to get back into that side. But, look, as we know in AFL footy, 22 games is a long way, Shorey, and you played a lot of AFL more than me. Injuries is going to be the key. That's why he'll be available later on when they get injuries. You watch.
Well, let's talk about Essendon, Ronnie, because the young kids there, Zacharias, Jeddah, Hocking, there's some good players there. Watson's not in on the weekend. They're going to have to cover for him, but those kids are playing some good footy. But they might have to put a broom through the place at the end of the year, Ronnie, get rid of a few players.
Yeah, it looks like that at the moment for Essendon, and, the honeymoon period's over at the moment. Paddy Wright, he's one of these guys that, in the third, I think he took a mark in the early in the third quarter and got the old Bronx cheers from his own supporters, so that's not a good sign. Tate Pears, obviously got shut down. He was beaten early, and Elwyn Davies, another player too. I love watching Elwyn Davey, but he's actually the crossroad of his career as well. So he's struggling at the moment as well.
OK, Thorpe, your selection on this game?
Geelong, Grant.
OK, Ray, your one?
Yeah, got to go for the Cats, mate. They're undefeated.
Yep. Essendon for you, Ronnie?
Oh, well, mate, I've just got to look at this. Essendon are just doing whatever they want. I think I've got a footage here or something. Have I got it? Look at that. They're just kicking through the air holes here. Look, they don't care. Look. Look, it's all fun so easily. Geelong, they don't give a crap.
OK, well, Nathan,
easy against Bombers.
your selection on this game?
Yeah, look, I think the Cats have been too good. Essendon started the season with a bang, but have just struggled to keep the intensity up, and I think the Cats boys might enjoy playing against Bomber Thompson.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm with Nathan. Geelong for me, Gilly.
Now, look, I'll tell you what, Essendon will give it to them. I reckon they will. Hear me out. Essendon will be very competitive for the first half, I'll bet you, because those players... Bomber Thompson's got an insight that no other club has got, so that's going to help the Bombers.
The first half's going to win them a game.
No, Ronnie, just let me explain.
What have you got in that drink, Gilly?
But they'll run out in the second half because of their skills.
All right, well, Gilly, Essendon, OK. OK, well, please thank Nathan Buckley for coming inside, ladies and gentlemen. All the best for the season, and good luck next year, Nathan. Let's go to Titters.